Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Wasting Sanity, and I'm going to show you my new version of a Barbarian, or a Whirlwind-based Barbarian. It's not as close to the original Whirlwind Barbarian, but this is specifically for Diablo Reaper of Souls. So, there's been some changes. We've added Avalanche, we've added Hammer of the Ancients, we still have Warcry, we still have Wrath of the Berserker, Bash, and of course Whirlwind. Now, let's go under skills here. To enhance my characters via passive skills, we've added Unforgiving, Weapon Master, Bloodthirst, and Ruthless. For Bash, we're using the Punishment Rune. For Whirlwind, we're using Wind Shear. For Avalanche, we're using Glacier. For Hammer of the Ancients, we're using Rolling Thunder. Warcry, we're using Charge. And for Wrath of the Berserker, we're using Thrive on Chaos. Now, in order to make this work properly, we had to take and kind of like lean away from life per hit, not as drastic. So, let's go down here. You'll notice the life per hit is still about 6,000. That's actually pretty good still. I have low regeneration, but my Fury is life per Fury spent 1,240. Now the reason that is in part of Bloodthirst, which is each point of Fury spent heals you for 575 or 78 life. Now, under the Immortal Kings Eternal or Immortal Kings set, I also have additional Fury gain of 289 that's added there, which ends up giving me, with everything, a grand total of 1,240. Wish you kind of broke it down in here to say where it's coming from, but that's where we're at. Now, the main thing about how this build works is the reason why I still have Whirlwind in my build mainly has to do with the fact that I actually use it to gain my Fury. So when there's a group or a crowd on, that's when I spin. I don't spin long. It's just long enough to regenerate my pool, since I do have the passive for it being the Wind Shear, which gain 1 Fury for each enemy struck. Now add the fact of I have Weapon Master and I'm using a Mighty Weapon in my offhand.
I imagine that the hero
so that will give me one more additional Fury. So that's basically how it works. I'm also kind of skirting the cheat in a sense. These are my resistances, which aren't necessarily that high, but I like to switch between 2 items. This one prevents all arcane damage taken, and you heal yourself for 21% of the amount you prevent. And also, the other one is prevent lightning damage taken, and you heal yourself for 10%. So these are 2 really nice little trinkets or amulets that I found, and they're really handy. I throw them on there just to make sure I don't die. Just in case I think that there might be too many arcane lasers going around, or because the opponent is electrified, or they have a sea of electricity just flowing out of them, and it's really annoying. So I'm going to go ahead and show you really fast. Let's go ahead and find any old elites, it doesn't really matter. Now I'll show you an example of what I do when I fight elites. So we'll have a little bit of a moment of silence as I try to go on the hunt here and focus and kill. Hopefully there won't be too much button mashing, but this is a mechanical keyboard, so you do hear it. As is my mouse as well, mechanical based. I prefer that. Less chances of stuff actually giving me problems. course, out of habit, I hit a chest. Just in case a legendary happened to pop out while I was actually doing this video. So where could those guys be hiding? Or did I completely pick the wrong area? No, this should be a... What the... Okay. Huh. Alright, let's just abort here. Completely the wrong area. I sidetracked myself. I guess I should have went down. I was expecting actually to have instant fight access.
I think... Oh, get away!
We're gonna find a group of elites. We're just gonna skip stuff here. Why should you actually fight like little weenies? We're all separated out when we're here to kill large groups. Oh, this could work. Ah, as I get thrown. Now you notice here, the Hammer of the Ancients instantly starts to give me some health back. And that's my main healing source right there, is the Hammer of the Ancients.
Not enough fury.
So, a good technique, which I was hoping to be able to show you, but honestly, if it's too much of a pain in the butt. Now see here, they use electricity, and see I just switched to this. I'll lose some health, actually I gain health, sorry. But you'll notice, they basically stop hurting me. So these guys become obsolete at that point. I really don't have to worry about them. I can just stand here and bash their face in. And that's kind of like what I do with when I fight death, when he summons these guys, is I just throw it on real fast, and I literally just ignore them because they're not viable anymore. It's not really an issue. Now, I would recommend with this build that I have set up, you really should have a high crit and a high attack speed to back it up. Try to get your damage up to around 500,000 at least. Because if you don't, the battle might drag out a little bit too long, and you could find yourself dead. Now see, in this situation, I need like about 3 guys, and if they don't tie too quickly, like they just did, it can end up to where I can get a good feed of fury off them. So we'll do our
The darkness fades.
target
I see
real
again.
fast. Oh, here we go. Alright, so we're going to go into the mix real fast. You'll see our fury climb. That's that.
More fury. Still recharging. I need fury.
And there we go. So that's an easy way to kill, and I'm on Torment 1, so it's like not the easiest, but it's not the
More
hardest.
fury.
And so I use Avalanche for crowd control when I need it against some monsters. I use the Whirlwind to basically ignore some of their crowd control abilities, like the pull. It doesn't work on all of them, unfortunately. So when you get jailed, you're jailed. You can't spin anymore. But the spin does help for like knockback and things like that. I use Bash because it has a good hit to it, and good fury generation as well. And Hammer Agents it hits really hard, so it's a really good tool. But that is my new version of my Whirlwind Barbarian. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you got any hints or tips out of this, please make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you.